what's the way out? Let's look at this interesting chart put out by the International Energy Agency. Uh, this chart tells you different types of energy storage technologies that are there, and this is not an exhaustive list by any means. You will have there are things like molten salt rocks that are used for storing energy, or vanadium flow batteries, a lot of different kinds of things. So, but if you look at the x-axis, what this tells you is the order of magnitude over which you can charge or discharge these kinds of energy storage technologies, and the range of capacities or range of powers in which they operate. So, and when you look at the bottom left, or in fact the entirety of the left section of this, you realize that batteries operate in a very interesting range. They can essentially store very small amounts of energy and very large amounts of energy, and they can do it from minutes to days, or sometimes even weeks actually. So, and then we go back and look at all the applications that we had: transport, industry, residential. So batteries then are quite, I would say, a large part of the energy storage requirements in that entire chart can be fulfilled by batteries. So that is what we think they can do. So we need to understand batteries a bit more, because they're going to be very important technologies if we are ever to move to renewables. Now, what is a battery? Very simply put, battery is a device that stores chemical energy and converts it into electrical energy. How does it do that? Through electrochemical reactions. So when chemical reactions take place, they can release or absorb energy. The energy release can be in the form of heat or some other form, but we are interested in materials that release energy in the form of electricity, and those are electrochemical materials. So a typical battery or a typical cell has three main components: a cathode, an anode, and an electrolyte. And electricity flows when electrons travel from cathode to anode. Uh, so we'll get into this a bit more detail once we talk about lithium-ion batteries. But this is typically how these are typical components of a battery, and there's a potential difference between the two electrodes, which causes whenever the circuit is closed to for the electrons to flow. And within the electrolyte, there will be some form of some sort of an ion that will flow between the two electrodes.